even my attitude towards free will,
Okay.
like I just don't think.
It sounded a bit like an atheist.
I know.
Because hardest decisions I had to make, business-wise, I had to let go of my longest-serving, longest-serving, most experienced staff.
If you're listening to this, it's too late.
It's too late.
It's too late, mate.
This is the Skelly and Mayo show.
And we're gonna start in
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to the S&M show. This is season 3, and I do not know what episode we're on because we are on serious, and it's been a minute, and we have absolutely missed you guys.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back.
It feels very good to be back. It's so funny. A couple of weeks ago, I was on leave for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
We saw each other almost every single day.
Yes, we did.
And we did not record.
And we had not just that, we actually already told ourselves we're going to record, we're going to do this, we're
We're going to kill it.
best laid plans,
I swear.
the worst execution ever.
Yeah.
Just never happened.
But here we are.
And I believe everything happens for a reason, or doesn't happen for a reason as well. I don't know.
You know I don't believe that stuff, right?
You don't?
Everything happens for a reason.
Oh yeah?
I don't.
Interesting. We should actually have an episode where we dive into that.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe why don't we do that for this episode?
I think it's obvious that everything happens for a reason.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You think it's something that we just tell ourselves to make ourselves comfort
It's
ourselves?
something we tell ourselves to comfort ourselves. And here's the thing.
Isn't that very close to fate?
What very close to fate.
That same concept.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, we tell ourselves everything happens for a reason, to comfort ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Now, there is another side of my attitude towards that, which is that whatever happens, you make of whatever happens to you yourself, right? Like how you respond to stuff is what's important.
Yeah.
Whether or not you do is not preordained. It's not predetermined. God, even my attitude towards free will,
Okay.
like I just don't think.
It sounded a bit like an atheist.
I know, but I'm not. What I'm
I know
saying
you're not.
is-
That's the thing.
yeah, what I'm saying is, I think God gives us way more free will
Yeah.
than we appreciate,
Also, that we might be
comfortable with,
courageous enough to accept.
to accept. Yes,
It's much easier to just say it's somebody else.
yes, or God, why did this
Yeah.
happen?
But I think I do believe everything happens for a reason, but not from that standpoint of, God
God.
preordained it.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's always gonna be an upside at some point,
Exactly.
regardless of what happens.
Yes.
So like so we wanted to record, but then we didn't record.
Yes.
But then at some point it's gonna be illuminated why it was best for us to record now as opposed to during the 2 weeks when you were maybe the content would have been crap.
Maybe, but you don't know that.
You don't know.
Maybe
But it's
the
easier
content-
for me to just tell myself.
Exactly, it's
that-
comforting.
Yeah.
Maybe the content would have been excellent. Maybe we would have
And
done
better
3,
than
4,
this
5
one.
episodes. Maybe by now we would have put out more episodes, and somehow, because of the way we've been thinking and talking about stuff, we would have promoted stuff more aggressively, and certain opportunities that we have our eye on would have come now,
Now, as opposed to later.
as opposed to later or never, because of something we missed in that particular strand of time.
Mm,
So I am not a everything happens for a reason person.
that's quite gloomy though.
Yes, it is. It's dark as
It's a
fuck.
bleak way to look at it. But that's why I think you compliment me a lot.
Absolutely.
Because we bounce off each other. a
We
lot.
do.
And then funny thing is, even though you talk like this, and people listening out there who don't know you even half as well as I do, might think, man, this guy's gonna be like,
Like down there.
like downer or a super pessimistic guy. You're really not. And then in fact, most of the times when I need a pick me up,
Yeah.
you're the guy I talk to still.
Correct.
Even with that.
But that
But it makes you more valuable to me though, because I always feel like there's realism in what you're saying.
yes, I'm not gonna bullshit.
Yeah, you're not gonna just
Yeah.
blow fairy dust up my ass.
And the thing is, the reason why I am so it's so easy for me to be optimistic when I'm talking to you about issues you're going through is simply because of you. It's the quality of you as a person. If it was another person that came to me
Yeah.
and said, "Oh, I have this problem, I have this problem,"
Like,
say, look,
you're
you have no fucking work ethic. You're kind of an idiot, and you smell bad, I'm sorry, man, it's not gonna happen.
It's just
It's not
leave,
gonna
leave
happen.
it there.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Well, you're none of those things.
Thank you. Thanks for clearing that up. I don't smell bad. But I am an idiot.
Sometimes.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk about, in fact, so we had an episode where we talked about, obviously once the lockdown got eased, we had an episode then. And we've done the road show. But the road show, obviously, we had guys. I hope you guys are actually enjoying that. Like, I would like the idea of the road show because we really think it's something special, and we're really gonna push.
We're gonna refine it.
Yeah, watch out. Like, literally, that was just a pilot episode, and I think it went great.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, or because that one I think is something you should watch rather than listen to.
Yes.
So do get on our YouTube channels.
Just search SKELLY and MAYO.
Yeah, enjoy that episode. It was a great one, great guest. But what I was trying to say, in fact, before was that I think things were still very premature in my mind as to how I was feeling about the lockdown. I was still in that point where I was enjoying all the benefits that I gained from the lockdown. You know, time to myself, time to look after myself, my mind. The things I worried about before, I always worried that if I slow down, I would have too much thinking time, and I would implode on myself.
Because you had no choice.
Yeah, I had no choice. But I was worried at first, but then it wasn't happening. It didn't happen, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually great. I feel good. I'm working out every day. My body I was the heaviest I've ever been, but clean,
In a good
like
way.
good way, like good. I had good muscle on. I was in good shape. I'd never been anywhere near that heavy and had my abs still. And so I just felt good. My skin was its best. My hair was gray. Like, it was amazing. Then it started to last longer than I expected. Because I was like, surely we're going to open up. Like, and then that made it worse because then other things now could open up, but then my business couldn't. My business was actually one of the last sectors to be allowed or granted permission to open. So now I was now watching, which is now one of the worst. So it's like FOMO. But then fear of failure, fear of being left behind, abandonment. I was now having all those things at once because the world was happening and passing me by, and then I felt like I was not just even stuck. I felt like I was even like regressing. So then it started to play on my mind. It started to really eat my mind up and made me start to question some very fundamental things about myself.
I remember this.
I really questioned my identity. I questioned my sanity.
Your purpose.
I questioned my purpose. And that's the one thing I always felt was untouchable. I thought, you know what, I've gone through stuff. Took my, like last year I had my face issue, the millet face. And then, so that threatened my looks, my physical identity. To threaten that, I lost a lot of assets. I lost my car. I lost a lot of money. I was in debt that I hadn't been in years. I don't remember the last time I'd been that broke, and so that threatened my what's the word now? Just my sense of wealth, I guess. You know, so I had those things to do with last year, and I thought, okay, you know what? Great, we've had 2 big seals popped, and then we've had to have this introspection and look into it and figure out what it is that I'm actually made of if you remove these things. And I was like, you know what, this happened so that 2020 could just be that year where we just kill it. Then 2020 just like took my face and I mean, it did that to a lot of people.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody got a shock. So this prolonged lockdown, this prolonged like arrest, you know, I felt incarcerated. I can imagine this is what inmates will go through psychologically at some point, you know, where you just think, okay, maybe you get sentenced, they're given 3 months, and you think, oh, 3 months is just like, I mean, 3 months is 1 semester of school, then it feels like 3 years because every day is just monotonous. You're thinking about your safety. You know, some gang, some police, someone trying to kill you, someone trying to rape you. Like, I can imagine just the flood of, because that's what it was. I was living with this terror of these thoughts and all this uncertainty every day. And man, so I was losing it. I started losing it. Like I was legit losing it. I was losing my mind, and then at the same time, but because other things were still in motion. So I mean, I was still doing like sessions at home. I was still doing like personal training sessions. So I now felt guilt because like at least you still have something you're doing.
What about?
So why are you so like why are you being ungrateful by feeling stuck? There's people who don't have any of it.
I know exactly. Like I know what you mean. Because I didn't go through it quite the way you did. Because literally, from a work standpoint, all I did was just move my laptop monitor from the office to my desk. Business as usual. My dad gave me a printer, a set. So work-wise, it wasn't quite the disruption. And I really did enjoy lockdown at first. At first. It didn't, because at first lockdown happened in the build-up to Easter, so during Lent. And you know the way I am during Lent. Like I was living that perfect in terms of my habits. I was eating clean, I was exercising all the time. I felt good, I looked good. I was like, lockdown can continue.
You can keep this up.
I was seeing like some days would be 3-4 days and I wouldn't see another human being. I was fine, you know. Apart from on the screen.
I know. Like, you mean physically?
Yeah, physically see another person. Sometimes the only time I'd see a person was when I was taking out the trash. Like just somebody's maybe security guys out there, and I'd see somebody. But so it was good. But then afterwards, that I don't know what it was. I just started sleeping, started getting fat. See, I was fat too.
Yeah, you said that, man. I didn't see that.
This guy. My stomach was, I don't know, I just stopped. Like the intensity, like it just
like the fuel just ran
out. And I didn't know how to replenish it. And sometimes when I think about it, like when it comes to like my exercise habit, for example, I think very often I just think, I'll just go talk to Mayo. I'll just hang out with Mayo. Mayo will give me one stupid workout that kills me in 10 minutes and business as usual. So that kind of thing. But I didn't go through anywhere near the kind of psychological personal crisis you went through.
I was broken inside.
What I can relate to is the guilt. Is the guilt of my primary livelihood was not affected. I didn't take the hit most people did. In fact, I started doing better because my expenditure was
saving
a
bit more.
Yes. But then several, and I think it made me really not hate, but really dislike this country and this environment. Because what started happening was several people I love didn't have it so good. And it's very easy to say, to people, you get what you deserve. Which goes back to the point I was making earlier about everything happens for a reason. There's no justice in this universe. There isn't.
Really none.
There is none. So people that I know are intelligent, are hardworking, are dedicated, apply themselves, don't treat other people like shit, are close to God, name the desirable personal traits, they have it. But
life is just serving you up like cool shit.
And they're calling people up. They're calling people I know, calling me up, saying, "Look, I never do this, but I need a bit of help. I need this, I need that." And I'm very happy to provide it. But what they started doing was, man, this is somebody that I think is a better human being than I am. Like I have my rough side, I do. And they're going through this, and I'm just coasting along.
You're just okay. You're good.
I'm good. Like nothing. Like I'm like so. So people like to discount the idea of luck, and they like to say luck doesn't exist. Luck exists.
Oh yeah.
People who put themselves in great position to succeed, and I've been smacked back, and I've lost 5 years of progress. In the first 6 years, or the first 6 months of this year. So that guilt played in my mind. But how I actually overcame it was to simply. It's my colleagues and I on our group would actually say this to each other, because I think we're all going through the same thing. We actually say this to each other. It's like, guys, in your prayers, we don't talk about prayers all the time, but during that period, weird shit was happening.
And nothing was weird at that point. Everything was okay.
Yes. And we just say, see, what you need to do during this period is just tell God, see, and this kind of contradicts my everything happens for a reason. But just tell God, see, I'm open to being useful in people's lives right now. I'm open to it, and whatever you can do for that, just helping people get through this crap, and that really helped me overcome that feeling of guilt about how I basically wasn't affected. Like no member of my family has had COVID. I've had friends that have had COVID, but they all came out of it fine.
Same.
So just along with all the personal growth that happened, my attitude towards money improved. I think in many ways I was a better son to my parents. But then there was a lot of growth during that period, and in retrospect, I think I'll look at that lockdown period and 2020 as a whole as a pivotal point in my life in a personal manner, in a personal positive manner.
Same.
So there was a lot, but there was just that grinding feeling of not deserving how easy I had it, and trying to overcome.
And I really like what you said there about how you pulled yourself out. And I think if anybody watching or listening should really take that as a thing, because I mean you were a tremendous help to me all through that time. Personally, financially, like I don't even know what I would have been able to do if you weren't there like that in that way. And it was I want to almost call it like a year of, like some people have called it like a dark year, but it was I felt like it was a revealing year. It revealed things about myself. It revealed things. It exposed things. It's like there's so many things that I'd said before, and that's part of the thing that was trying to break me up, because I had spoken so much in so much, faith and anticipation of what I expected of the year, and because none of that, in fact, not that it wasn't happening, the reverse was happening.
Yes.
It was making me doubt everything about, like, is there any power in my words? Is there any so I had to. It forced me to think about myself, and then at the same time stop thinking about myself. Like, it's not you.
Yes.
You didn't cause this thing. It's not happening because of you.
Yes.
And like it's just so I had to go into myself to remove myself.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? I hope that's understandable to people listening. And then in this, and because but now I understand it better now, and that's why I'm so perky now. Like I'm exhausted, by the way. I don't know if people can see my eyes. My eyes are kind of like dull because I'm tired, but I'm perky because one, I'm excited to be doing the show again. Two is that I feel like that revelation is like an illumination. I feel like I understand a lot better the things that were happening to me.
Yes.
I needed to be in a certain state, just the same way I revealed to people that I write during this time.
I mentioned that.
Yeah, I went back to that. I started, but one of the reasons I stopped writing is not just because the easiest answer is when my mind is on something else, it's kind of hard to do that. So like while I'm this fitness entrepreneur and all these things, I don't really have the headspace. So that's the simplest answer, and it's true. It's not a lie. But the thing is, for me to write my best stuff, I tend to need to be in a dark place. I don't mean dark physically.
Yeah.
I mean I need to be in a dark place where I'm really in tune.
It makes perfect sense.
All my thoughts with everything. I don't like stuff I write when I'm happy.
Yeah.
I write my dark stuff. My dark stuff is my most impactful stuff.
Yeah.
And so I need to be certain weight, right? And I hit the number. I did it years ago. So women who've been involved with me, they would know what I'm talking about when I say like I'm numb. So I press this button that puts me on a neutral. It's a survival thing. It's because I have that body. It protects me because I don't want. I find like so when I dive in and I'm looking at what causes interactions and relationships to break and fall is the amount of expectation that comes with it.
Yeah.
But when you hit this neutral, this number, you don't have any expectations.
Yeah.
So you don't get disappointed. But at the same time, you don't get excited.
It's like it's stuck.
Like
I can't bring it out.
You can't bring it. Like the button is in there.
Oh.
So it doesn't let you get disappointed or feel bad about stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't allow you to get excited.
Feel.
So you know that thing, the butterflies. Like those are like foreign stuff to me now.
It's so foreign to me.
I
swear, like that thing. I worry. I worry about
about
myself.
how
So
that body.
you know what's
stuck,
crazy about that? Just before we recorded, you needed to go get the lights. I needed to go to the shop. I actually thought about it while I was coming back upstairs. So it's crazy that you mentioned this, because I was thinking to myself like, I can't feel like that romantic excitement. It's I can't feel it. I can't.
Damn.
I don't know how we've landed on this.
Yeah,
but
I still remember the point.
So yeah, you're trying to make a point.
So the same way I have to be in a certain state to write good stuff, and okay, then I started practicing the voiceovers and all that. It's the same way these different seals of mine, I'm calling them seals, so like my identity, my wealth, my sanity. So all those things needed to pop to put me in this raw state so that I could process something. I could see. Yeah. So I needed to, it's the one piece I've been trying to write for a while. I've never been able to finish it. It's called The 7 Seals of Me.
You mentioned this.
I told you this. I still haven't finished it. I think I'm like 7 lines in.
Wow.
But one of the lines is, it hurts me that it gets so dark before I can see. So it's like, and I heard this from blind people before. It's like they had to go blind before they could really appreciate people, and then they have this sense of like, they can just shake someone's hand and can tell what kind of person Ray Charles used to do that. He used the elbow wrap thing, and you just know
you know the spec of people.
Like amazing. So this kind of thing. So I had to have this sensory overload and shut down for me. It was like a reboot button. When your computer starts acting slow, it's no longer doing anything it's supposed to do, then you press the restart. And then it shuts down and then it comes back on and it's fine. That is what I'm going to explain. I'm going to describe 2020 as. So I hit the reboot button. But there was things that were happening, things that I wasn't courageous enough to face, things that I wasn't ready to execute on. And then things that I'd been distracting myself and acting delusional to drive me away from those things. All those things just got broken.
So can't hide behind it
so
anymore.
I just had to do what I had to do. And then so I had to make one of the biggest, hardest decisions I had to make business wise. I had to let go of my longest serving, longest serving, most experienced staff. But I had to come to realize the thing that I already knew, but I had to just accept. But I was just like, you know what? I was always finding a reason. I had to just come to terms with it. What do I want for this year? And then funny thing, everything's linked. So when I say everything happens for a reason, it's not in the traditional sense. It's just appreciating that everything just kind of stays connected. So early on this year and end of last year, I started meeting some very interesting women that I want to call super intentional women. Super intentional women tend to, they might look at it as, I was intimidated by it, but I wasn't. It's just, I see how intentional they are, and then I just automatically just know that I'm not ready to engage this level of
I know exactly.
Intentionality.
Yeah.
So a couple of them I met, during this time, and I experienced them, and in fact, one of them, I wanted to end it quite sourly, where she kind of called me up and put me on blast. And she actually gave me a real blast, and like
you ain't shit.
Yeah, she put me on blast. But I didn't leave that conversation hurt or angry, and that's not because of the numbness thing or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just because I almost even admired the fact that she was so intentional about everything she does and everything. And then she was able to call me out and because everything she said was true.
Yeah.
So I didn't argue with her.
Yeah.
I still haven't spoken to her since.
I see. Why am I having a hard time placing criticism?
We'll talk about it. Sorry, guys. But I appreciated that, and I almost admired it. Like, I want to be this way.
Yeah.
But it was a quiet voice. I wasn't shouting out loud. I didn't come and tell you like, oh, Skelly, I want to be more intentional about it, because I wasn't even ready to even utter it so that it becomes a commitment. I just left it there. But then everything that happened now just pushed me in that direction. And those interactions that happened with those two women, it was kind of prepping me, kind of showing me this is and this is the reason why you're not even mad at it, because you actually like it and you want to be like this.
Yes, and you game recognized game.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I want this.
What she said is
right.
legit.
Yeah, and
I want to be able to do the same thing to hold everybody accountable. That has to be my speed has to track with me. Instead of just keeping it, letting it ball up and get out.
Yeah.
So that's what I decided I could do. So I said, you know what?
Make this change.
Your energy doesn't suit my energy anymore. Your energy doesn't suit the energy that I want for this company anymore. Your energy, in fact, toxifies what I'm trying to build. So, as good as you might be, as experienced as you might be, whatever you have in your mind, whatever, be gone.
Yeah.
And when I had this conversation with my management, I wanted them to also be involved in it. I'd already made the decision, but I wanted them to know. So I asked them, logically speaking, remove sentiment from it, because if anybody's going to feel sentiment, it's me. Remove sentiment from it. Does this make sense? I don't know, maybe because of the times, because right now we're trying to build everything back up. We're trying to restart. Maybe it's not the best time to do it. I was like, listen, nothing can hit us as hard as COVID did.
Yeah. And if not now.
Yeah. So letting this guy go, as much as it might do to the business, it's not. They shut us down for almost half a year.
Yeah.
What else?
What else?
You want to do? What else?
What else?
So anyway, I've got to ramble on so much.
You're right. You're right. I think there's something freeing about being strict. Like, fuck it.
I was like,
what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
Exactly. So I'll just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And like, that point you made about I'm going to go back to the number thing, because I'm
you're
really
worried about it. I can tell, because
stuff.
for you to think about it in a random, because we didn't talk about anything.
We didn't talk about anything regarding
that.
I went to the shop, I was coming back, and I was actually thinking about it. I was like, I don't know, like, am I defective? I don't have that gear, that it's just, I can't summon excitement.
And because of who you are to me, I don't want to give you that bullshit line. I represent, because you haven't met the right person.
Yeah.
Because not necessarily it's bullshit. That could well be it. But it's not enough logic in it for it to make sense to someone like you and I. I can't just go with that. Like, when you meet somebody, you feel different.
Yeah. You know what? And
met a shitload of people.
Yes, and this should also show you. I think about this a lot. Like, nobody can accuse me of not doing the introspection around this particular topic, and I've come up with several theories, and this is one. So I was often think to myself, like, what are the things that move me, that like actually deep in my soul, and like what makes me cry when I watch movies? What moves? What makes me? And I found that, and maybe this is my upbringing. Maybe I find that once sexuality is involved in something, I'm immediately mistrustful of it.
Oh, wow.
Because I almost view it as this base animal instinct, the instinct to mate.
It is.
All the shit we do, you know, buy a nice car so I can get in, it's animal instinct to mate. So, and this is not to say that I'm immune to feeling to being moved by romance. Because if you show me, for example, there was this video on I think it was on Instagram, or maybe somebody sent it to me, but it was these two old people at a retirement home.
Okay.
They met at a retirement home.
Oh, wow.
And the guy fell in love with the woman, the woman fell in love with the man.
Oh, they got married, right?
All the shit.
Yeah,
the guy proposed.
They proposed, yeah.
So the lady, the white guy, black lady. Yeah, sweet stuff. I found that extremely moving. Partly because, look at these old people.
You know it's not because he's looking at that ass.
It's not because he's looking at that ass.
Like,
he's not distracted by, oh man, this is going to be good. Just, he's connected with the essence of the person, right? Okay. Another example, a movie scene that without fail makes me cry is Lord of the Rings. Samwise Gamgee and Frodo are in a boat, right? And I can't remember the circumstances, but the ring falls in the river, and Sam is basically in the river too. And I think he's like reaching out for the ring or something, and he's slowly sinking. And you're really thinking to yourself, this guy is about to die. And then Frodo's, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. And then Frodo's hand you just see Frodo's hand enter the water and pull Sam out, and he tells him these things like, I will never, ever let anything happen to you.
Damn.
That shit moves me so much. Shawshank Redemption. There's a scene where Andy Dufresne, that's his character, is walking on the beach, and it's Morgan Freeman's voice, and it's just, what is it, 4 words. I just missed my friend. Dude, shit like that moves me so much, and I'm just like, why is it all these completely not? I am like anybody else. I am a sexual person.
Of course.
But why is it all these? But if you play me The Notebook, for example,
that
does nothing for me. Titanic, when the dude dies at the end, I'm like, you fucking sucker. You know what I mean?
Yes.
None of that shit moves me.
I feel like it's the purity.
It's the purity of the love.
The purity of the intention as well.
Yeah.
Is what you seek, or what you value.
Yes.
And I feel like, I don't know if it was considered you and I, or I talked about it on the show before, but I know I've told you before as well about the things that move me on this similar kind of path. Like, I value unconditional, selfless friendship over any else.
Like, I'm not gonna get anything from you.
Yes. Or like, you know, when it's like the mother and even if when it's actually a sexualized interaction, like husband and wife, it's small nuances. I've mentioned one about 300 before.
Yeah.
About the silence, you know, the communication without
words.
Like that kind of depth is what I seek. That kind of purity too, the intention. But I've told you about this movie before called Stop Loss with Channing Tatum.
Yes.
About this guy is back from the army, and is suffering from PTSD.
Yes.
And one of them literally has this flashback and he's dug a trench in the back of his house.
Yes.
And he's hit his wife because he thinks she's some kind of militant, smacked her, he's in the trenches, and his friend comes in and gets in the trench with him, and they're holding each other, and he's like, and he just, because he understands what this guy is seeing, and nobody else can see, even his wife can't see what he's seeing. She just has no idea. She's holding on to her face because she's been smacked.
Yeah.
But the guy gets in his trench with him, and he's just holding him, and he's like, we're not here anymore. Like, we're not
in Fallujah.
I'm bringing you. I need to bring you. See,
I know what you mean, man. And that's another category of scene, like brotherhood, like in military movies, Saving Private Ryan, stuff like that. So what it tells me is that, or what I hope it's telling me, is that perhaps it's like what you were saying earlier. Maybe I just haven't met the right person. But when I do feel that, it will what I need to do is be able to combine. It will. Let me put it this way: when I do feel that thing that everybody else talks about, which clearly I'm not like emotionally vacant or dead. I'm capable of feeling things, but I just never feel that romantic impulse. It's that I'll probably fall in love with somebody's mind before their body.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And it's what it's. I don't want to start sounding like someone that I feel I'm some stage in this, but it's what it's supposed to be.
So it's what it's supposed to be.
It's the only way I actually feel there'll be some longevity to, because everything else falls apart.
Everything fades, man.
Everything fades, and if these times of like my face getting all messed up, like losing money, making money, like so. I just pimped my car.
Yeah.
But I told her I'm gonna sell it.
She looks sensational.
She was good, but like I'm just. Everything can come and go.
Yeah, it's true.
This really illuminated what was really important.
Yeah.
Because I know one of the things you said, I also had a really good thing that came out of this. I'm the closest to my father that I've ever been. Like, I mean, when I was a kid, I really loved him because he was the less he was the lenient one. So so by me, that's why I say closest, because yeah, man, I'm close to him as a child, but there was no depth to that. But like now, there's depth there. I look forward to talking to him.
Yeah.
I enjoy his conversations. I like that he can listen to me now, as opposed to before where I didn't feel like he listened. So now he listens. That's a big deal for me, by the way. So in terms of companionship, I need the person. I need to have that person's ear.
Yeah.
The way I would like her to have mine.
Yeah.
It's I didn't realize how big a deal it was, that communication thing. Like when someone is, I like to believe that you're not quick to anger, but like, if you got somebody happened to just put you in a rage, I like to believe that I can talk you down.
You can, yes, absolutely.
But then I've met women, that I kind of like everything about them.
Yeah.
But the moment I realize that I don't have the ear in that sense,
yes.
Like if you're gonna make a deal out of something, I'm saying
I'm thinking of specific examples.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it too, but I just don't want to say it because I'm Christian. But like I want to be able to say, leave it, and I want you to be able to leave it. When I realize that I can't even tell you to leave or walk away from this situation, it really makes me question everything.
Yeah, it should. And something I'll add about that. One of the things I'm really happy you did, because, well, I'll get to it, is that you said have their ear the way they have yours. Which is that you also want to be with someone that can have that effect on you as well. Because as men, and I had a lengthy text back and forth with someone about this today. But as men,
I feel like I know the person.
You do. As men, it's not who you think.
Okay, but I do know
the person. You know the person. But as men, women often feel like when it comes to stuff like that, we want them to listen to them without ever.
We want them to listen to us
without
ever
ever listening to them. Exactly. And so I'm really glad that you had the presence of mind to be able to say, look, I want this thing to be both ways. Because what I'm finding is that in conversations about the way men and women relate to each other, look, men have been doing some shit for a while. For a while.
For generations.
And I think what's happening is there's some people who don't just want a rebalancing of things, to have a more equal playing field in terms of the way men and women relate to each other in relationships. They want a role reversal, which is to say that you guys have been treating us like crap for so long. Now it's time for somebody to treat you like crap for a while, which I think so when I hear someone like you, unsolicited, unprompted, say, I want to have your ear, I want you to have mine. It's like that's where we need to be.
Yeah. That was back to the 300 thing.
Yeah.
That scene.
Describe the scene. I haven't described it.
Okay, so King Leonidas gets a message about, something upsetting. And, and the Spartan way is they act, they react, and they with violence and with decisive violence. And he's the king.
Yeah.
He's the king of the greatest, strongest army that there is. And then this insulting message his messenger brings his message and it's insulting. And he wants to react. But he takes a moment and he looks at his wife. And no words, the wind, it's just wind. The army is there, there's people, it's not like it's in private, there's people there, the messengers there, and there's no shame in this, and this fact that all the people are around, and I can still have this personal conversation, this private message with you, this private unspoken chat with you. I just look at you and you just look at me and you tell me, I know that your action is going to bring the wrath of the largest army there is, but I say yes.
Do you know what I like about it, even more than the connection between the two of them, is that he didn't do the macho. He did the macho thing, but he didn't do it because he wanted to please all the men around him. It was. There are thousands of you here, including my closest advisors, the guys I'm going to ride into battle with personally. But that's the voice that matters.
And the strength of her, and the strength of a lot of women in this epic movie too, because this is also something that happened in Troy. Is she knew that by him acting, he pretty much signed his death sentence.
Of course.
So she knew that in this very moment, he needed her to say yes.
To say this is the right thing to do.
And she needed to take herself out of it and her own.
She basically widowed herself.
Yes. And she had to. Do you know what kind of that's suicide? That you just have to decide. She made that decision.
It's a stronger decision than her choosing to die herself.
Yes.
Because when you love someone that much,
you say, I know
I would rather die
than you. But I say, okay, go ahead.
Shit. Oh boy.
I see.
That shit.
That movie, that was deep.
Yeah.
So that kind of.
I would rather die than you, but go and die.
But I know that you have to do this.
You have to,
because you're a king, and the kind of king that you are. You have to. You lead, and you lead by being on the front line. So, and I say, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's a really complete warrior culture.
God.
That even the women. You know what? If he had chosen to stay alive.
Yes.
And stay with her.
Yes.
She wouldn't have respected her.
She would have. That's like,
you bitch.
Rubbish king.
Yeah, nonsense, man.
Because the same kind of thing happened in Troy when Achilles comes, because his cousin Patroclus or whatever, I don't know how to say his name, gets killed by Hector because Hector thought that was Achilles. So Achilles comes.
When you say got killed by Hector, not your dog.
My dog, right? Hector. So Achilles comes comes to the palace and he's like, and he's screaming his name to calm down so they can have to fight with the person that you thought you were fighting. And Hector's wife had to still help him wear his armor. She knew. She even told him. She actually said. She actually broke. She said, "You don't have to go." No, he told her, "I have to."
Alright.
God,
do it.
but she knew that Achilles was gonna whoop his ass.
This guy gonna get it.
Oh my God. See.
Yeah.
Women, the part of me that feels like in the previous life I was probably some kind of Roman soldier. I just don't know. I find that life. I have this affinity for those depictions, those movies, and all that.
You know what's funny? I'm going to relate it to another thought that I had today before I started coming here. And I was thinking about Hamza Chimaev,
okay,
the UFC fighter.
Yeah.
The one that just
there's killing
everybody. And I was thinking about he's fought 3 times in the UFC. None has gone past. I think his first fight went into the second round and ended very quickly in that second round. I've only seen this guy fight a total of maybe 15 minutes. No, less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's been like, in total fight time, it's probably like 7-8 minutes of fight time.
Crazy.
But I love this dude. And I started like applying that to other fighters that I like, and like I like your Connors.
Yeah.
You know, and I was thinking, I just thought about it specifically like this.
Okay.
Connor is one of my favorite fighters,
Yeah.
but I know I don't like Connor as much as Mayo likes Connor.
You
freaking
love
Connor's your
Connor.
favorite fighter.
I swear.
But the reason, so what I was thinking about is like these guys that, and it relates to what you were just saying about these old warrior cultures. Guys from, and I know there's a lot about honor societies that is quite bad, especially for women.
Yeah.
Societies where everything's built around honor, and if you break somebody's, if you bring dishonor to the family, and just light you on fire and kill you, that kind of thing. So yeah, I get it. That's messed up. But in the fight game, guys from those honor societies, I love those dudes.
Damn.
Kevin cannot speak English.
Yeah.
Or put him in the cage and talk nonsense about his faith or his family or his wife or his dad or his country.
Yeah.
And he's coming for you.
See, that's the thing.
Words matter.
I always respect these things.
Yes.
Even as, like I said, as traditional or as narrow as they might seem, I always still respect them. So there was this team. There's loads of teams, MMA teams in Sunderland, and most people always used to cross train. I go train in this place, go train in that place.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guy I'm fighting is
The way I am with barbers.
that kind of thing.
That's
Just
how
a whore, barber whore. So that's how it always was. People always just migrate a lot.
Yeah.
But there's one particular gym. If you're not one of them, you cannot come and train them. And they don't train anywhere else. In fact, if you get seen training somewhere else, you're out.
You're joking.
And this is how they kept. And they used to go on holidays together. Brazil. Yeah.
Where are they from?
Called the Dungeon. Yeah.
They're Brazilian?
No, it's Macrams. Something guys.
Are you serious?
But that was the thing.
Wow.
And I respected that. I was like, okay,
Yeah, fine.
I can't come and train in your place.
That's fine.
You don't come and train in us, but that's how they kept the thing. And there was just the tradition, and I just like that they stuck to it.
Was it a racial thing? Was it like all white guys?
Nope.
They had black guys in there?
They had one of their star guys was a Moroccan guy.
Okay, so see now I'm really liking this because the reasons why they're selecting themselves, they're not selecting themselves based on the normal easy shit that we all reach for, like race, religion, or whatever. It's just, do you have a certain mindset?
Yeah.
That's it. I like that.
They didn't want to dilute any of the stuff. They just kept to themselves.
Yeah, you have a certain mindset. You're here. You're in. Like it's no.
It was crazy.
I like that.
I wanted to bring something up before we wrap up. You know, about taking back to business and how I was feeling. So that feeling I'm talking about got so bad, and in fact, it even got worse because the thing that I'd been searching for and using to distract myself from my other thoughts that were trying to impose themselves on me was I just need to open again. I just need to open again.
I remember this.
Then so people, this is official announcement now. So before I actually said we were going to open, I actually got the go ahead 2 weeks before that to open.
And then you hesitate.
I just didn't know if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay. So the very thing I've been asking for, whatever, I was like, because I started questioning everything. I just didn't know if I was ready for it. Because I can't do things half-assed. You know how I am. I come in with pump.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's do it. And I just need to know that if I was going to do it again, and I explained this to somebody. So a lot of people like me said, I bet you're excited to open up again. I was like, the people who I said yes to, it was just because I couldn't be bothered to tell you how I really felt.
Yeah.
But it felt like I was having a rematch against somebody that I beat before.
Yeah.
But definitely still gave me all the anxiety of, I don't know what person has been doing to train, to prepare for me. This person has also had a taste of what I have.
Yeah.
And then, so it still came with a lot of anxiety. And then the confidence was just there a little bit because you know what, I've handled this before, I've done this before, and I made something of it. But I felt like I really started from scratch. I just needed to figure out what I really wanted to do because my purpose really got shook. I really had to ask myself if this is what I really wanted to do.
I remember.
I needed to know, and then I had all this. What's the point? Because you invest so much of yourself into people, and then they just leave. And the same abandonment issues that I have with why I don't get into relationships is because I don't know if I've said this before. I guess it's out now. That is my biggest issue. I have abandonment issues. I always feel like at some point you're gonna go. So I tend to go first.
Yeah.
I'll be the one
I'll
to go.
beat you to the punch.
Yeah. So you don't get it. You go. I'll go.
I'll go. Fuck
So
you.
I already found the exit before we started. I'm already out.
I know this one about you.
That's right. Yeah, I'm out. I
Like,
know
the
exactly.
exit path has
It's-
already been plotted.
Like I'm like CIA. I get into the space like find out all the exits.
Dude, you need help, man.
I do need help. So
How about? And the reason why I'm going to put you on the spot is, I know you don't. If you say something, you follow through. I think you should verbally commit to working on it. I think you should. Like, and this is. Let me frame it.
Yeah.
Let me frame it this way.
I actually have a good answer for you.
Okay. Don't think about it as. If you get maybe for me, maybe I can say this because, like we said, my numb button is stuck. What's the worst thing that happens if you get left?
Yeah, actually, I don't know
What
what it
is?
is.
If somebody
I mean,
breaks
my
up-
business that I've used as an excuse to
Thank you.
not be with many people.
that left you.
That left me
Yeah.
for months.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you die?
I did it.
And let me put it to you. Let me tell you something too. Like, and don't use this as an excuse to want to start breaking up with people. but like, if you get left,
Yeah.
I will throw you the best divorce party.
Oh yeah.
So-
I'm definitely gonna bring up yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
what
don't
I'm saying is like, it won't kill you.
Yeah.
And now I should say that to myself because I don't think maybe I should dig deeper in myself too. Maybe I do have that to an
Abandonment thing.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I don't think so.
You
I don't think so.
know, mine started from when Emenike died, right?
Yeah, you said so. We've talked about it on the
Yeah, on the show.
Yeah.
So when he died, I guess I was just afraid of so many things. I'm afraid of calling you my best friend.
Yeah.
I felt like I always feel like it's my fault. somehow.
Yeah.
I felt like if the next time I call my best friend,
This
let's
is
go.
gonna go.
You know, so I was always afraid of all those. So that was a commitment. I was afraid. I was afraid to make a commitment of giving you a label.
Yeah.
So that happened. There was my parents split as well. 2 years after that, then it's easy for us to say, "Oh, this didn't happen. Like I'm fine." But it didn't affect me. But it does. It does shape the way you see things, the way you, the way you just process and the things that you've put to guard yourself.
Yeah.
So all those things. So you're coming out with armor that you've been wearing since you were a child.
Yeah.
You're
And
coming
nobody can get past
Yo,
it.
you bring that out to people who have no idea.
Guy,
about
I
that
need
shit.
a shrink because I'm worried about this particular thing
That
you're
just
talking
said,
about.
right?
I'm so worried about it with myself and I don't know how to start breaking it down. Like it's not even that my guard is up. The guard is up is that okay, yes, I know I keep people at arm's length, but my own is so bad that I don't care.
Oh wow.
Like I do not.
There's an apathy to it.
There's
Just
such an apathy to it, like like they going. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do.
So yeah.
So the answer to that question, though, you know, I did say, I plan to retire this year.
Yes.
My
That was the
birthday,
plan.
that was the plan. COVID, obviously. So that's another thing that got exposed. I'd said it all the time, but I didn't really have a real proper plan. The only thing I just said was that I wasn't going to be working as much, and my mind was like things should be sustaining themselves. But how was I really trying to make them sustainable? So I used this lockdown time to really ask myself, what are the bits of bullshit that I've told myself? Because it's definitely bullshit.
It's bullshit. I have mine.
Yeah. So what are the bits of bullshit? What's real? What's not? And then separate it and then figure out the rest. So, but I also said that I feel like after I retired, then I would be open to that kind of interaction again with somebody, you know.
That's an excuse.
Yeah, that's what I always said.
Mhm.
But like that thinking, that thought, that moment kind of already has come.
Yeah.
Lockdown forced me to get to that moment where, like, someone asked me how I was today, and I said, I'm tired, but I'm okay, and I'm super busy, but I always remember to come up for air. This is something I never knew how to do before. You know,
Yeah.
I would just wait till I burn out and
Yes.
I'll just be useless.
Yes.
But like now, so like there's some messages that there's some people I interact with that when they send me a bunch of messages and if I feel like it's getting overwhelming, I just leave it.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I just leave it. I just won't open the message
Yeah.
until I'm ready
Ready
to look at it.
Look at it.
And that's something I couldn't do before.
Yeah, that's what I
So
do.
now I consider that coming up for air. So I think that headspace that I was thinking I would be automatically, activated once I retire. It's already come now. I'm already, and you know how I am now. I work 3 days a week here in the office. And I don't compromise on it. So you message me something like I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'm at home. People message me like, where are you? I'm home. If it's on this day, I don't tell people my off days before they start calling me. Don't call me. I'm home. I mean, I'm doing stuff, but it's hard. It's now something I can do. Something I couldn't do before. I would say it. I would put it. I was like, timetable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I might tell them I said.
But then,
But
I'll say it 1,000 times.
But I'll go.
Then the second,
someone message.
We have almost run out of water. Maya drops everything.
I'm going to
starts speeding to the office, and then doesn't leave.
Somebody
takes class.
Yeah, somebody came to the gym, worked out, puked. She has even gone.
Yeah.
It's fine. Come to the studio.
Yeah.
What?
Because somebody puked.
But now I was like, nah.
No, man, you're
not gonna get. And then I get clients that want personal training. They try to put it on the days that I'm off. I'm like, no,
not happening.
And I would say I would turn the money down. Even when I'm when. I'll call
it. I'll get there.
But yeah, so that's something I just wanted to put out there to let people know that I did go through that, and I really didn't know whether I wanted to be minister or fitness. For a long time, you noticed I wasn't in my captions for a while.
Yes.
For a long while.
Yes.
But now I have put it back again.
That's right.
I am the minister of fitness, and your fitness is my fucking business.
there's no effort for emphasis. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's good. Man. That's good, and I'm glad you came round because I was worried there for a second.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you because I couldn't have done it without you.
Hey, man. I couldn't have gone through the last how many months as well without you either. And I know you're going to see, this guy. You will help me overcome this.
Yeah, we're gonna.
If you advertise me, I'll kill you.
So, guys.
Yeah, I'm confident right now.
Alright, guys, it's been a great one. So good to be back.
Almost an hour.
So good to be back. We're gonna wrap this up now,
right.
And trust us. We are making a commitment and a promise to you now. We are going to be rolling shows out. Look out for the road show.
We're going to stop being
Look out
serious.
for this. For real. It's serious. I'm really serious about this shit. Like, we are back and we're going to be better. We have people that are going to keep us accountable as well. We don't need to mention their names.
Right.
They know who they are. Thank you very much for accepting our offer as well.
Right.
To come and be part of this
Appreciate
team
you guys.
and this family. And those of you listening, I hope you took things out of this. Whatever, if you're feeling the same things we were feeling, I'm happy you know that you're not alone. And we're actually open. You can talk to us. You know, you can be. Sometimes it's fun to talk to strangers.
What's your Instagram slide?
So at Icebox Body Rocks, ICEBOX. BOGYRX. I'm about to go into RX. Anyway, Icebox Body Rocks, and for him at Innocent AFC. Alright. Yeah. Alright.